Commodus, a name that echoes through history as one of Rome's most infamous emperors. The son of the philosopher king Marcus Aurelius, Commodus's reign from 177 to 192 AD marked a dramatic shift in the trajectory of the Roman Empire. His rule not only ended the era of the Pax Romana but also set the stage for the turmoil of the crisis of the 3rd century. But who was Commodus? What led to his controversial reign? And how did his actions shape the empire's future? Let's unravel the story of this enigmatic ruler. Born on August 31st, 161 AD, in Lanuvium near Rome, Commodus was the son of Emperor Marcus Aurelius and Faustina the Younger. His father, celebrated as a philosopher and one of the 5 good emperors, ruled with wisdom and restraint. Commodus, however, was a stark departure from this legacy. As a child, Commodus was groomed for power. In 177 AD, at the age of 16, he was made co-emperor with his father. Marcus Aurelius hoped to secure Rome's stability by integrating his son into the governance of the empire. But even then, many questioned Commodus's potential as a leader. The young prince lacked his father's stoic discipline and philosophical depth. While Marcus Aurelius was dedicated to duty, Commodus showed an inclination for indulgence and personal glory. In 180 AD, Marcus Aurelius passed away, and Commodus became the sole ruler of Rome. Initially, the empire seemed to be in capable hands, supported by his advisors and mother. But as Commodus asserted control, his reign took a darker turn. Unlike his father, who led campaigns and strengthened Rome's borders, Commodus abandoned these responsibilities. He preferred the comfort of Rome to the harsh realities of military leadership, leaving critical matters to others. Commodus believed himself to be the reincarnation of Hercules, the divine hero of Greek mythology. He dressed the part, often appearing in public with a lion skin and club. His vanity knew no bounds. He renamed Rome Colonia Commodiana, declared himself Hercules Romanus, and demanded godlike adoration from the Senate and the people. Commodus's obsession with gladiatorial combat scandalized Rome. While emperors were expected to uphold dignity, Commodus fought in the arena, often against unarmed opponents or restrained animals. These stage spectacles boosted his ego but eroded his reputation among the elite. Commodus obviously lacked the political acumen and interest in governance that his father had. Instead of actively managing the empire, he delegated responsibilities to corrupt advisors and cronies, such as the Praetorian prefect Tygidius Perennis and his freedman Chamberlain Cleander. His withdrawal from administrative duties led to widespread corruption, with key government positions being sold to the highest bidder. This undermined the integrity of the Roman bureaucracy. Commodus distrusted the Senate, viewing them as a threat to his power. He sidelined senators and often resorted to purges to eliminate perceived rivals. Prominent senators were executed or exiled on dubious charges, creating an atmosphere of fear and weakening the traditional senatorial class. His court became a hotbed of intrigue, with factions vying for influence over the emperor. This led to frequent shifts in power and instability at the center of the empire. Marcus Aurelius had spent much of his reign defending the empire's borders, particularly along the Danube River. Commodus, however, sought peace at any cost and abandoned these campaigns. In 180 CE, Commodus concluded a hasty peace with the Germanic tribes, which many viewed as a betrayal of Rome's military prestige. This emboldened enemies at the frontiers and weakened Rome's defensive position. The emperor's personal bodyguards, named Praetorian Guard, became increasingly corrupt during Commodus's reign. The guard prioritized personal gain over loyalty to the empire. Cleander sold military commands, leading to the appointment of incompetent and unqualified officers. This undermined the effectiveness of the Roman army and created resentment among the ranks. In 182 CE, a conspiracy led by Commodus's sister Lucilla and several senators attempted to assassinate him. Although the plot failed, it exposed the deep discontent within the ruling elite. Military dissatisfaction grew as soldiers were poorly led and mistreated. In 185 CE, a rebellion by British legions forced Commodus to remove Perennis, but his replacement, Cleander, was equally corrupt and unpopular. In 190 CE, Cleander was lynched by a mob in Rome following a severe grain shortage, leaving the empire without effective leadership. Let's talk about the 5 good emperors to give you the context about the previous emperors' work. Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, Antoninus Pius, and Marcus Aurelius are renowned for their wise governance, military success, and relative stability during a golden age of the Roman Empire. However, the period following their reign marked a decline in the political, social, and economic structures they upheld. The fall of this era was precipitated by a combination of leadership changes, poor succession practices, external threats, and internal instability. Instead of hereditary rule, each emperor adopted and trained a capable successor, ensuring competent leadership. The empire expanded to its largest territorial extent under Trajan, while Hadrian and Antoninus Pius maintained secure borders. Infrastructure projects, trade networks, and fair taxation promoted economic stability. These emperors improved legal systems, protected the rights of provinces, and reduced corruption. But these systems unraveled following the death of Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius breaking the tradition of meritocratic succession by appointing his biological son, Commodus, as his heir. Commodus and subsequent emperors failed to maintain discipline and loyalty within the army. Generals began vying for political power, leading to military coups and civil wars. Rome's vast territory became harder to defend, especially without the efficient leadership and strategy of emperors like Trajan or Hadrian. To fund military campaigns and lavish spending, emperors devalued Roman currency, causing inflation. Wars disrupted agricultural production, leading to food shortages and social unrest. Corruption and excessive taxation weakened local economies and created resentment among the provinces.
Now to come back to the topic, Commodus declared that, on January 1st, 193 AD, he would appear in the arena as a gladiator. This act was seen as the ultimate disgrace to the Roman state. Gladiators were considered low-status fighters, and an emperor publicly fighting as one was unthinkable. Many among the Senate, the Praetorian Guard, and even his close advisors realized that Commodus's rule had become too dangerous. A group of high-ranking figures plotted to kill the emperor. Marcia, his mistress and one of his closest confidants. Quintus Aemilius Latus, the commander of the Praetorian Guard. Eclectus, Commodus's chamberlain, had been loyal to Commodus, but had grown fearful of his unpredictability. Latus, in particular, worried that Commodus would turn against the Praetorian Guard. On the night of December 31st, 192 AD, Marcia offered Commodus a poisoned drink during his evening meal. However, the emperor vomited and survived. Realizing that they could not afford failure, Latus and Eclectus quickly sent Narcissus, a wrestler and Commodus's personal trainer, to finish the job. Narcissus strangled Commodus to death in his bath, bringing his turbulent reign to an abrupt end. With Commodus dead, the conspirators acted quickly. They proclaimed Publius Helvius Pertinax, a respected senator and former governor, as the new emperor. On January 1st, 193 AD, the Senate officially declared damnatio memoriae on Commodus, erasing his name from public inscriptions. The people initially welcomed Pertinax, who attempted to restore order and financial stability. However, Pertinax soon faced problems. He cut back on the excessive spending that Commodus had encouraged. He tried to discipline the Praetorian Guard, which had grown corrupt under Commodus. These actions made him unpopular with the very soldiers who had helped him seize power. On March 28, 193 AD, after only 87 days in power, Pertinax was murdered by the Praetorian Guard. In an unprecedented move, the Guard then auctioned off the throne to the highest bidder. The winner was Didius Julianus, a wealthy senator who promised each soldier 25,000 sesterces. This disgraceful event outraged the Roman people and the provinces. Julianus's rule was immediately contested by several powerful generals, leading to a brutal civil war. First was Pescennius Niger in Syria, second Clodius Albinus in Britain, third Septimius Severus in the Danube region. Severus, the most capable of the three, quickly marched on Rome. In June 193 AD, he overthrew Julianus, who was executed. Severus then defeated both Niger and Albinus, becoming the sole ruler. After that, the Severan dynasty rose. Septimius Severus established the Severan dynasty, which ruled Rome for the next 4 decades. Severus sought to legitimize his reign by presenting himself as the avenger of Pertinax. However, he also strengthened the military's influence, further shifting Rome toward military rule.
Commodus's reign is a stark reminder of how poor leadership can unravel even the most powerful empires. His self-indulgence, cruelty, and neglect of duty not only ended an era of stability, but also hastened Rome's decline. Yet his story remains a fascinating chapter in Roman history, a tale of a ruler who, despite inheriting greatness, chose a path of destruction. Commodus serves as a cautionary figure, embodying the dangers of unchecked power and hubris.